Yo-ho-ho, GM, everybody. Hope you're doing all right. It's Monday morning. Feeling all right? Did you guys have a good weekend? I sure did. I hope you guys did as well. Got a lot of things done around my house, which is always fantastic. Got the garage. So I got my golf cart. I got the batteries all fixed on that. So that thing is now up for sale, which is great. Got to lighten that load before we move back to Austin, Texas in a few months. So definitely looking forward to selling some things, buying some more crypto and NFTs with that, and then settling back in Austin, Texas. I'm very excited for that. But GM, everybody, it is 10 o'clock Eastern here on the East Coast, the Beast Coast. If you're over on the West Coast, we love you, but get up and get out of bed. It's time to get up, get started. It's Monday. All right, got a bunch of folks popping in. Turbo, I'm gonna make you the co-host again if that's all right. You're just like my co-host now all the time. You're my dude. So GM, we got a lady boss Nat in the house, Mike Norris in the house, Mary Beth Solis in the house, Lissa, Jeb, Deezy, 74K, Corey, GM, everybody. Man, this is like the crew. Y'all, we're doing it. Excited to chat with you guys today. If you are watching the live stream, I got a new way to show the screen. So if you are watching over on the Twitter, Twitch, or YouTube, you'll see it's now, instead of just a screen of my screen, it's a screen of my phone. It's my actual phone. I got a new program. We're trying it out, see how it looks. So definitely now you can. What's funny about this is now you get a glimpse into the world. It doesn't matter what I do. I've tried to snooze all the notifications. You will just start seeing every one of my notifications pop up. So if you are watching on the live stream, there you go. There's a little bit of personal alpha. What's up, Turbo? What's up, Lady Boss? What's up, Mike? I love it. I was throwing some motivational backtrack for you there, so we can do this. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's Monday, and you might have had a great last couple days off, but that doesn't mean shit. You had a great time watching the football game. Wonderful. I had hot dogs, Doritos, and beer. But it's Monday morning, and a new week is here, and that means it's time to get that motivation rolling. All right. What do you think about that motivation music, Turbo? All right, maybe I didn't watch it. I watched. So we don't pay for TV. I don't pay for TV at all. But I did flip at one point in the night. I did turn on the TV, and through like the free channels you get just from having the satellite or whatever, I got it in Espanol. And so I watched a little bit of the game in Espanol. The commercials were kind of funny to hear translated into Spanish, but it's It's not the Bears. I'm a Bears fan. And I know it's the biggest game for the NFL. And, I played football in high school and college. That was like my thing. But I'll tell you what, man, I'm just, if it's not the Bears, I'm not interested this time of year. I got a lot of other things going on. And so that took precedent. But I did watch a little bit. One thing that I do want to talk about, obviously, I want to talk about staking today. It's kind of in the news everywhere. But let's talk about this too, because this NFT, this digital daiku or whatever it was, the waifu thing that was you're supposed to scan and get your free drop. What a fucking scam that was! It literally just took you to the. No, you did. You got one? Mm-hmm. Oh snap! Dang, dude. Really like one of the very few that got it. To me, it was a fucking scam though. Like to send everybody this guy's Twitter account. Like at some point, the metric was with the $7 million or six point whatever $1 million that he paid for that ad for the 100,000 subscribers that he got. It was like 80 or $90 a subscriber is what he paid for. That's crazy. Did you sell yours? 1,000 ETH? Oh, 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 oh. Hmm. I did that a little bit with my sewer pass. I sold mine. Me and John both sold ours pretty quickly after we minted them for like 1.5, and obviously they went close to 3 ETH. So that same kind of thing. But you can never be mad with free money and taking profits off the table. And so that's what I did, and I don't regret it. And do I wish that I would have held on a little bit longer to get another ETH out of it? For sure. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, that's what helped me pay for my DGen tune that I bought this weekend. And I love that thing, dude. It's a triple pink. There are only three. I just found this out because I was looking on OpenSea before I started the show. I was just looking at some things. There are only three in the entire collection of the pink background, pink body with the pink mohawk. That's what's up. And he's smoking a JJ. That's what's up. It is tough, and that'll probably be a great conversation, and we could probably do a multi-day series on all of that. Tie it into Web3 Breakfast, and then maybe even with what Matthew and I do for this is financial advice, because it kind of plays into that whole thing. I mean, you could, like you said, Turbo, you could do your research all day long, and you make a decision, and one goes one way, and what you chose goes the other. What are you going to do? You know, you gonna be pissed off at yourself? Nope, can't. Put them down to your level. Oh shit, that's funny. Not all heroes wear capes, right? Steak away. All right, so I just got word that maybe my audio is not correctly connected. So Chris, I'm going to try to work on this. It did sound a little weird in my mind.
Well, we have lost you completely now.
You lost me completely?
Oh, there you are. There you are.
I heard you the whole time.
Okay.
Didn't seem like there was anything wrong, but whatever.
Does it sound any better now? It does sound a little weird in my own, like my monitor, but if you guys can hear me, we'll go. It said, sounds like my Bluetooth is off. My mic is on Twitter, the phone mic right now. Let's see.
It's working so far.
Let me see.
Your voice does sound better now, though.
Can you
sound
hear
like
me?
a radio DJ.
Can you hear me?
Oh,
Can
there
you
it
hear
is.
me? Can you hear me? Come on, baby. It's Monday. I'm going to take a little hit from this nitrous, and then I'm going to get all crazy.
I'm not actually going to do any nitrous. That was just my nitrous voice.
Yeah, because that shit's getting expensive.
Dude, I was about to be like, yo, what's up, bro? You know what I mean? Where you at?
Yeah. You know, we're out here. It's Monday. I hope everybody had themselves a great weekend. If you did watch the game, I hope that you had a great spread. I know I did. You know what? If you guys paid attention, if you guys were here last week on the show, you know, I told you one of my bucket list items is to do the Dorito right off the conveyor belt line, right? Well,
Yep.
I think the universe was listening because I put a little picture of my Super Bowl spread, my fat American. You know, I got the mac and cheese, the Miller Lite, the Doritos, the hot dogs with the weenies, and what are those things called? Pigs in a blanket.
Damn.
I said,
Oh, yeah, let's go.
right. And so I posted that picture. I said, rate my spread, and Doritos responded saying that is a 10 out of 10 according to
No
us.
way.
10 out of 10 according to Doritos. So I think we might have the line into them. So if you guys are interested in doing that Dorito Dow thing with me, make sure that you slide into the DMs, because I think we're going to be able to make this happen.
Oh my gosh, that's freaking amazing. You know what's really crazy, Jay, that you even brought that up, because I was gonna bring it up like with the beginning of the show, because I swear I had like a dream about it. You know what I'm saying? That we all were there. You know, we went to the whole factory and stuff, and it was like crazy. And I was like, damn, was that a commercial that was on television last night? So I just let it go. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You got like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory dreams about Doritos Factory, and I love it.
Charlie and because you got the golden ticket. That's what it is, and that's how we'll reward all the Golden Dow people with golden Doritos. What we can do is we can just take a Dorito and dip it in gold, like well, we'd probably have to epoxy it to get it hard first, and then we'll dip it in gold, and then everybody will be sent a gold Dorito.
Yeah,
and you just 3D print gold Doritos, and they come with like a serial number, so there's only so many of them.
All right, 74K with a much better idea, and then we could also put like
we could have you babies wearing gold-plated Doritos in no time.
It would be amazing,
dude.
I'm changing my Jesus piece out for a gold Dorito.
Can we all do that?
We're gonna make Jack Harlow's Dorito commercial look like shit.
And the only prescription is more gold-plated Doritos.
I mean,
yeah, I can see Jay Chain's like running into the factory, and the guy's like, no, please, the Dorito powder has never been touched by human hands. And he like falls in, and he gets sucked away.
I would jump in the
Dude,
pit.
if it's
I would jump
ranch,
in the pit.
I don't blame him.
I would need 2 takes. I would need a take to do the nacho cheese. And although, did you guys see the commercial yesterday? Barbecue. That's the new thing. Barbecue Doritos. This could be a game changer. That could change everyone's life. Turbo, I know you're thumbing it down.
We should just go ahead and film that that commercial for them when Turbo comes down.
I think that's a fantastic idea. So we're going to create our own Web3 Dorito commercial. We are going to get gold-plated Doritos, throw them on our chains, on our ropes. That's what we're going to be doing. I'm into that.
I mean, that halftime show,
what if we
like the Oompa Loompas dancing? So I think subliminally, they were trying to tell us that like this is the way.
I gotta say,
what about Cool Ranch?
I just shot this guy a follow over that.
So we set it up like a barbecue. we have gold chain Doritos on our chains, and we're dipping our Doritos in barbecue sauce, and then the bag pops up, and it's like we don't got to do this anymore.
I'm all for this, guys.
It sounds so much fun.
Anything that we can do to bring some attention to us and Doritos so that we can expedite this, because I think 2023 might be my year, right? I was hoping that it was going to be the year that I was 40, but 2023, I'll be 41 in just a few months. And so if it doesn't happen between now and the end of April, as long as it happens this year, I'll be happy. So,
well, dude, you still got like a month, man. Like that's like so much time in Web3.
This is true. A lot.
Yeah, it's like a year.
A long time,
like a whole
bro.
year.
That's like 3 years. Yeah.
We can also call this the year of the Dorito.
That's it. That's it. Fuck yeah.
I'm all for this. I'm all for this, especially because they launched a new flavor this year. And I know that you were.
Man, I don't want barbecue, man.
Yes, you do.
I don't want no barbecue.
Wait.
bro.
What I missed? You know, I walked in a little late here, but we're talking about barbecue Doritos.
Yeah.
Right now.
Barbecue
Is that
Cool
the
Ranch, a Dorito Dow.
Dorito
Oh,
Dow,
man.
that's happening.
But
on the
turned on.
Yeah, the commercial last night on the Super Bowl, they debuted the barbecue flavored Doritos. Like I'm obviously going to the store to try to find them today. I didn't see them when I went to the store to buy the nacho cheese ones yesterday, but I will go today and get a bag of these things, and we'll do a live. I'll jump back on a live later today and let you know exactly how they are. I should have been prepared. I should have had them for this morning. That would have been like the right move. So my apologies to the community. I owe you an apology for not having the Doritos ready to go today.
Just go ahead and retweet the pin post. We got to get some eyes on this.
Yeah, we need this everywhere as soon as possible.
I don't see a pin post.
Everybody change their PFP to Doritos right now. What's your favorite flavor?
I mean, come on. Like, to be honest with you, like nacho cheese because it's so classic, but do I think at this stage in my life, do I prefer spicy nacho better?
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
Everybody's that purple bag is where you got to be, right? Like that's it.
Yo, the purple bag.
Every time you see the purple bag, I don't care where I am, I have to buy that purple bag.
I knew you were my boy. You know what I mean? I knew it from the first day, but now it's solidified. No, I'm hyped up.
I know, Jeff. You got the Jeff.
Go.
Jeff, you got to calm down before your mom takes your phone away.
I was about to say, I'm so surprised that Jeff has his phone before 10:30. Honestly, so good shit for you,
bro. He's going to have to send his mom to the market to pick him up for him.
He probably did all chores last night, and that's why he got it so early today.
Yo, you know you're gonna be hitting up my mom for those Dorito bags in the first place. So I'll be trying to clown that.
She's like, hey, you want to put some Doritos on the Walmart order? And you're like, Mom, it's already on the Walmart order, and that's it.
Oh, I love that. That pin post is great. Yes, let's call some attention to Doritos, saying, hey, we've got a community of people looking to make something happen, and we can bring them into Web3. I think that's Carmen. Let me ask you a question. Do you think that's doable? Do you think that we could usher Dorito or Frito-Lay, I guess would be the company, unless Dorito is its own entity? Maybe Dorito is its own LLC. Who knows? But Carmen, do you think that we could bring Dorito into Web3?
Yeah, and I say this with love. Like, I'm not about the barbecue sauce, but I'm totally down for salsa staking, and we need to go down. I think the future of our relationship with entities is to first transform them with their reward system, because we know that we can skate by the SEC standards with membership type verbiage. So I say we go Dorito Dow with salsa staking, and let's go hard.
But I honestly don't think they could really say much about staking our salsa, because really a fine aged salsa is something to
priceless.
Priceless. Yeah.
Priceless. It's just like wine. Like once you get to a certain year, you can never pop it open. Like you're never gonna open that jar of salsa. Like that's too good to be true. If you that's the day.
No,
you
it's
die
actually
when you
just
pop
deadly,
that.
so you don't want to eat it.
I literally was gonna say that should be the day you die when you eat that because you probably will.
Can I ask someone a question? Can I ask you guys a question? Because we are talking about staking today, and you guys are saying this in salsa, and it kind of made something trigger in my brain, and the whole hamster wheel was sort of started working. What is the difference between, say, an apple, and then now I've taken that apple I've taken the seeds from my apple and I've planted those apple seeds, and now I've got an apple tree that gives me a lot more fruit than that one apple that I had. Is there any difference between that and staking?
That depends on the custody situation of the staking. Some staking is actually really terrible custody rules and actually requires you to lock stuff in for an extended amount of time.
So it would be like,
it depends on the rule.
like,
one at a time.
So do apples. I mean, you gotta wait like 2 months, 3 months for apples.
Okay. Let's
All right,
just make sure.
Everybody's excited.
Yeah. Wow. That was a good. I mean, so obviously it was a good question because everybody felt, wanting to speak at the same time. Let's just try a one at a time thing. Everybody is now unmuted. Okay.
Great. Now nobody wants to talk, man. Thank you, Mike, for using your hand emoji. That's a very great way to allow everyone to know that you would like to say something and to politely wait until we swing over there. So thank you for that, Mike. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that, it is like that because, technically you are locking up your seed / whatever you're doing to growing the tree. You're locking up that tree so that you will get apples later and possibly more seeds to restake. So it kind of is the same in certain ways.
Yeah. So can they tell us that we can't plant our own fruit? I know that's like a weird, example or whatever. Matthew, what do you think about that?
I mean, it's the notion that you're talking about the Howey test in some respect, right? Where somebody says like, okay, I'm going to use this to create additional pieces of income. And the problem isn't so much that you can't do that. It's just that they're classified in the United States as securities. It's not so much that this is illegal or you can't do it. It's just that there's governing bodies that want to regulate how we track and aggregate these things and either take them as income or capital gains.
Yes, love it. Token Trip.
Okay, so yes and no to an extent because so certain platforms have staking rules that are terrible for the actual person who stakes them and great for the platform itself, right? They get to utilize all of your money, all your liquid, all your everything, and you can only take out X amount of tokens per week, right? X amount of tokens per day, no matter how many you earn, right? Sushi Swap is a great example of this. A lot of people at the beginning of Sushi Swap jumped a bunch of fucking liquid into Sushi Swap's little pool, and they were all earning thousands of these little sushi tokens every day. But when they actually released the shit so that you could actually take it back out to your wallet and take your rewards out, you could only take out 7 every week or something like that for the rest of your life. Like they only set it for 7, even if you were making tens of thousands of these things in your pool money a day. So it depends on the rules of the actual thing that you are staking into. It depends on how they handle the custody. There's a metaverse out there called Polka City. You don't actually have to stake. You hold custody inside your ledger, your cold wallet, storage wallet, whatever you want the whole time, and you claim the tokens when you choose. They just get dropped onto the asset and stack up in the meantime. And so it depends on the rules of what you're investing into and what you're staking into. Not every staking protocol is automatically good just because it offers high returns. Can you take those returns out when you want to? Are you allowed to do that? Is there rules on how you can take them out? Are there taxes? Are there different things for selling, buying, moving them around, all kinds of different stuff? That matters way more than just, is it stakeable or not?
Great point. AI.
Yo,
what is the Howey test again? Can anybody identify that for me? What is the purpose of using staking? Are we staking to decentralize the network? Are you helping to hash and verify transactions? Because if not, and you are doing custodial staking, you will be considered and classified as a security. The difference between an apple and the seed and planting it, right? Vested, locking it into the dirt. But at any given time, if you wanted to, you would be able to go in the dirt and pull that seed up. Correct or incorrect?
Correct.
Right. So that's liquid staking, right? Locking a seed in concrete would be a form of custodial staking. And if you are using custodial staking and it's not going towards the decentralization of a network and they are promising you a return on your investment, it's going to be classified as Howie, and it will be registered as a security, or should be classified as a security. That's my take on it. So that's the Apple thing for me.
Yeah, and I think even to go one step with what you just said there, AI, with the concrete staking. I mean, like you said, like if you are going to seal those seeds up in concrete, you're going to get wrecked. If you are going to hand your coins over to someone else, you're going to get wrecked. That's just how it works. Everybody, we all saw it happen.
That's what happened. That's what happened to me, man. Like, and so when I hear people leaving their funds on exchanges, or when I hear people handing over, their tokens to a third party intermediary, I'm foolish, man. I would advise against it. I know we all want to make percentages and flips and gains, but to there are enough tools out here, man, to whatever kind of return you want, you can basically program it, and it's no cap.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I just wanted to add to, Jay, you brought up a great point. And too, for those of you who don't know, we do have some really awesome people in the room. So please, if you reach down, retweet that button, give everybody a follow. We got Lady Boss in the building. My boy AI Love, Matthew, who is a licensed legal financial advisor. So we're glad to have him here. You know what I'm saying? It carries a lot of weight. Looking forward to that show that's coming forward. I see DeSeuss in the building, you know what I'm saying? Super dope dev, you know what I'm saying? Working hard over in the GameStop marketplace. Definitely somebody we tapped in with. Token Trips, you know what I'm saying? That's the guy right there, connected, working with a lot of really dope projects. Working with Kevin Hart. If you ain't following Carmen, y'all are messing up right now, and you should stop what you're doing and definitely give her a follow. She does so much, like in the legislation, working with a lot of big companies, really attaching the Web2 to the Web3 guys. Mary Beth Solis in the building. Definitely somebody want to follow. Chris D down there, man. And so many other people, man. Corey, we see you, Carrie, Jane, and so many others, man. So guys, make sure you tap in and retweet the space. We get more people in here to be a part of this conversation. But Jay, you made a really, using that whole seed analogy it really kind of took me in a whole different direction because there's 17 states in the United States that it's illegal to collect rainwater, and there's 13 other states where it's like it's heavily restricted, and and that's the whole thing, man. When I look at the staking, when I look at what we're doing, man, the government is just overreaching. You know what I'm saying? Look, and Matthew, I know what I'm about to say is you're probably gonna like instantly send me a DM after this, man. But fuck the government, man. Like they were like on my text, like, yo, do you do any crypto? No, fuck that. I'm not telling you shit. I'm so tired of like this double standard. Like this isn't a currency. This isn't nothing. Like this is fake and fugazi. And then but if you make any money off of it, you better tell me. Well, I want to know how many garage sales y'all had. You know what I'm saying? I want to know all that other stuff, man. I'm tired of the government overreaching us all the time.
Well, that's why they lowered like that Venmo and PayPal and all that stuff down to $600, man. They want to see everything that's happening because they feel like they've earned a cut of it. And I think that we can all agree that our government has not earned a dime of anything in a while.
Yeah, they're spending crap for no reason all the time now and telling us that it's government funded, and I'm like, what the fuck is government funded? There's no such thing.
All right, well, let's I know that we could probably spin that conversation very, very fast into something else, but let's stay on track with staking. But kind of with what's going on with the government, all this stuff, and SEC and the recent crackdown and the staking activities and all that stuff, what kind of impact is this going to have in the regulatory clarity of what we're looking for in this industry? Again, we still don't think that they know what they're talking about, so how can they start to implement rules?
Hiring more people in those positions that do know what the fuck is going on, probably. I mean, it's going to have to eventually happen if there's not already people in there doing this kind of stuff in the background. I mean, they're not going to broadcast it to us until they make the money off of it. I think that's what we're waiting for, honestly.
Yeah, well, I mean, like even with that, and DeSeuss, I want to come to you next. But even that, somebody was saying, and I think it might have been in this space, it might have been in a different one last week or the week before, where someone was saying that they had gotten hired, or someone they knew had gotten hired as part of that IRS ramp up, and during the training session, like this person was like the class wizard that actually knew stuff, and it came like the next day they said, actually this is a conflict of interest, like you're not going to work here, because they knew too much. And it's just like, it's almost like they're going to try to train them on the wrong things to catch people in the wrong way or something, right? So like, if you understand blockchain, if you understand crypto, you know too much. That doesn't even make sense.
Right, like they don't want the smart people to be telling people what to do and what not to do if they do get caught doing something.
Exactly. DeSeuss, what's up?
Yeah, like to touch on that topic, it's kind of like a a big thing when they want to have control over what the narrative is clearly, right? And they've made examples of basically, puppets, and then like charging Kardashian and everything. It's statement pieces, right? And then you see that they go after Kraken, and again, that's something that's been used by a lot of different organizations, including like Bankless, and you can see the backlash that is coming to them for doing that, because when it comes down to it, they're the ones that are so far in debt and writing things to other governments, like as if they're IOUs, they're just as good as money, some Dumb and Dumber shit over here, and printing the money, saying that this is fine, the rates are going up, this is fine. No, it's not fine. And it doesn't take a mathematician or an economist to tell you that. And the smoke and mirrors type thing is, it's gone too far, and it's just now they're imposing their will on a much broader audience than just the U.S. too, because this has a global impact. So if they truly want to play world police, what's the point?
To keep control.
Facts.
Right? I mean, who knows?
Well, in a lot of ways, the International Gaming League already has all the rules and regulations and all the different stuff set up for a decentralized currency system to run under all of their government rules and all of their different stuff, right? If you look at a casino, you can walk into a casino, and at the cashier, you have to give them your ID, right? You have to tell them who you are, and then you have to give them money, and they give you chips. Okay, cool. That's a KYC. Dope. And that's the same thing as on an exchange, right? In order, you have to KYC to send it back and forth to your bank account. Same concept as a cashier in a casino. You get those chips. When you're in there, you can tip the dealer with those. You can tip the freaking lady with them who brings you your cocktail, right? You can buy a sandwich. You can do whatever inside of that casino that you want with those. And if you win a bunch of money, that's awesome. But if you put it all back in the casino before you go cash your chips out, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter absolutely at all. If I win 100 grand on the poker table and go put 100 grand back into the slot machines, and then I go cash out $100 at the cashier, I don't have to claim taxes and gains and all kinds of this and that for every transaction into the machine and all kind of shit while I'm in there. I don't have to do that, right? They already have all of these regulations, all these rules, all these everything for a decentralized system under their government rules and regulations that all fall, and trillions of dollars and billions of dollars go through these systems every year, right? There's casinos all over the place, not just here in the US. It runs under international everything and works. Okay. So like, this is not an adaptation that's difficult for them in any way. They're just being difficult because they can.
I wouldn't disagree with that. I mean, that's a really good point, right? You have to think, if I walk into a casino, and man, I've never even thought about it that way. It's like they're not checking every single transaction that you make. You just want to know the start and the end point, right? So why is that something that we would have to do, improve all of our transactions?
It makes no sense.
No.
It makes no sense. We shouldn't have to prove anything inside the decentralized system, only what you make and what you earn. If I take 100K at the poker table and I go cash it out, right, I have to pay my taxes on that, right? I have to pay that right then and there. Boom. I have to. I'm required to. They take it out of the money before they give it to me. Like, it's not even a choice. I have to fill out the paperwork and everything right then and there. Boom. And then it's done.
I mean, would you prefer, is the solution, and I'm not being an ass when I ask you this, I just, maybe this is just the question then, do we need a platform where that happens, right? Where you're auto taxed, right?
That should happen at the exchange. Like at the exchange, when you send your currency into your exchange, you can keep exchanging it on the exchange, whatever you want to do. But when you go to cash it out to your bank account, there should be a requirement that your taxes and whatever on that money immediately go to the IRS, boopty boop, good to go. Immediately take care of whatever requirements under your, because like some people aren't in America, the IRS isn't what takes the money. So wherever you are, right, it would fall under your regulations for your IP for whatever country you're in, whatever that bank is in, right, it would fall under those regulations, and boop, you would have to pay that. And that would come out immediately then and there. And then the exchanges would be in charge of which banks they actually accept from which countries and all of that, right, to make sure that all of those things fell under regulations, what ones they were going to allow do. And then you would pick which exchange you wanted to use for which bank you had, right? And that's like, theoretically, that would literally allow for anyone to function inside the system entirely, like literally today, but it doesn't exist yet right now. But that's how they're going to have to do it to actually make it work. Like then everything functions the same way as a casino, and everything can fall under IGL rules.
early last year, I was speaking at the Crypto Tax Summit down in Miami. And the first thing I said, and I actually put together like a couple slides just to help me navigate my keynote. The first slide, and this was in front of a bunch of CPAs, accountants. There were IRS people in the crowd. And the first thing I said with my slide was taxation is theft. And I agree. I believe that. I would prefer to do a consumption tax. I think there's some other countries that do that throughout the world, and that makes a whole lot of sense. Tax me on what I use. If I drive and I hit the roads, there's a tax for that. If I have children in the school system, in the school district, that goes into that. I mean, because you have to think like, do you think it's fair or unfair for people? And yeah, you might live in the area, but you're paying taxes. You don't have any kids, so why do you have to pay taxes for the school district? It doesn't.
No, a lot of that is it makes a lot of sense, and there should be a lot more organized ways that we do this when it comes to how much each person pays, right? But you could look at insurance the same way, right? And so they don't actually do like a customized plan per person. They do an overall generalized thing, and it doesn't work all the time for everyone, and it's not the best case, right? It's the same way when you grow weed, right? If you grow a whole bunch of weed and you have thousands and thousands of plants and you run this giant grow facility, you run your nutrients based on what is best for a majority of them a majority of the time, right? And then you don't actually have as much time to give each plant the same amount of attention, right? The same amount of customization and all that as if you had less plants, right? So all of that applies to all these same systems when it comes to, like taxing and insurance and all these different banking systems and whatever. It might be that the little small mom and pop shop is only in need of a $5,000 loan and really can pay it back, but that bank doesn't do $5,000 loans because that's too small of an amount. They're not going to make enough money, right? And so, like, there's a lot that says that, the generalized rule stuff doesn't actually work for a majority of people. They just made general rules and now they just stick with them. But like their general rule system doesn't adapt as well or as quickly as people do, which is not good.
That's really interesting. I actually, to be honest with you, don't know a whole lot about that, but so appreciate you dropping some knowledge, man.
Yeah, of course.
Man, this has been a great conversation, Jay.
I tell you what,
you know what I'm saying? My mind is running, bro. I mean, I've always been one for gamifying, this whole process, just because like it makes such an easy path, but it's definitely made a lot of ideas going through my head right now.
Yeah, it's definitely for a Monday morning, definitely got the brain rolling. So that's good. We need that, right? We need a little thought-provoking conversation for get your brain rolling on a Monday morning. Especially after I'm sure a lot of people had beers or whiskey or wine or something last night for the game, right?
We'll just classify it as a weekend experience.
There you go. Everybody just coming off of a weekend experience. And it's, would you consider Super Bowl weekend a holiday weekend here in the United States?
Yes. We were actually talking about that. Why don't they move the damn
I think more people celebrate it. Yeah.
And the Monday after Super Bowl should always be a day off of work for everyone. Always.
Or just make it Saturday.
Oh, there you go.
Why can't the game be on Saturday? Then I mean, just put the game on Saturday. You could show up on Friday, have the pre thing, go to the game Saturday, Sunday wake up, fly home and recover.
I mean, it's a week long. It's a week long event anyway, so it should be on Saturday, and then everybody.
For real though, like
you get Sunday to relax.
I agree. Ain't nobody want to go into work the next day and smell like the guy's meat sweats, you know, like, and like he's like, yeah, I just downed a bunch of tri-tip and wings, and yeah, you can smell it on you, bud.
Yeah, you smell like whiskey and smoked meat. Go home, take a shower.
I'm gonna give you the day off. You know, it's you know, I think, man, like I just, you know, like I feel like you know, this time that we live in right now, you know what I'm saying, as a whole, you know, I've seen a lot of people, and this is just kind of a quick swing from the topic here, Jay. But you know, so many people that just don't even trust anything. I mean, dude, I've seen so many tweets about the refs. And then, yo, did anybody see the FanDuel thing, like with Gronkowski kicking the field goal? Because he definitely made that shit. Bro, he definitely like, he kicked the ball, and that shit went right through the uprights. And they were like, oh, no, he missed it. And I was like, I thought I was tripping. So I went back, pulled the recording, bro. You can clearly see that ball go right through them uprights. You know what I'm saying? And so I just think maybe we live in such a world of distrust. You know, the one thing that I'm excited about with everything that, you know, you're working on, Jay, Win Media, Meme NFT, just the whole team that, you know, we got, it's about developing trust right now. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think people trust it. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I guess my question to you, Jay, you know, I know you didn't watch the game, but do you think that the powers that be have the ability to rig all of this?
Come on, of course they do. All of it. It's all money. It's a multi-billion-dollar business. Is it 100% fixed? I don't know. But you know, there are certain, I mean, some of them are. There are some, like, you know, in basketball and some of those like 7-game series, like where they need that shit extended out. They need that million dollar ad revenue and all that shit. Of course they extend those things out 100%. You know, Pete Rose got, what was it? He was like barred from the Hall of Fame because he was betting against his own team, right? Like, of course that shit happens.
No, he was no. He wasn't betting against. He was betting for his team that he would win, and that was what was messed up. He never betted against the Reds. You know, being an Ohio boy, you know, Pete, that's our guy. You know what I'm saying? They still screwed him over, but he never bet against his team. He only bet for his team to win. And I mean, who the hell isn't? If I had an opportunity, like if I could bet on Web3 right now, like how many people were going to show up in the room and shit, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'd take those bets, you know what I'm saying, for the rooms that I was in. I mean, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, no,
but I do see Carmen has her hand up though.
Yes,
you know, and I definitely want to be a gentleman because I know she's going to bring some wisdom.
I love that. Hi, Carmen.
That was an overstatement, Turbo, because I'm only sidetracking to your sidetrack about trustability. And want to, as we round out to the last 15 minutes, ask what is happening in our skies and why do we need a shoot down so much in the last couple of days? And we have no answers.
Distraction. So much distraction.
And Turbo, what's the air like for you guys in Ohio today? Because there was a lot of the stuff about some major explosion in Ohio.
Yo, bro, yeah. So you know that for those who know or don't know, I never leave my little office. Like it's like I have a little studio house that I live in here, and I never leave. So I had no idea. So my homie from California, she hits me up and she's like, "Yo, Turbo, are you okay?" And I'm like, "Why? Should I be alarmed?" And she's like, "Yes, you should definitely be alarmed." I'm like, "You're gonna have to tell me what's going on because I see zero news. Like I don't watch the news at all." And she was like, "Yo, there's this huge thing," and she was like telling me it was like biochemical warfare and shit. And I was she had me all kind of freaked out, but all in all, you know what I'm saying, we're still doing good. I do have like a third eye or something that's coming in, but I think it should be fine.
Is it like a third eye from your chakra, or this is like a mutant growth? Because it's two different things.
Yeah.
This is Simpsons fish third eye.
It's on my back.
Okay. So this is not your chakra. Got it. Okay. Anybody got any medicine for that? We need a doctor. We need a medic.
I will call Dr. Bruce right now. I got you.
Jeb's calling all drugs. Jeb's calling his mom. She's gonna get you some antibiotics.
No, she doesn't have the right stuff right now. But Bruce Banner definitely got it. I might have it. You know, it might be a little illegal, but you know, we can get you fixed up, Turbo. You know, don't tell anybody. You know, it's not there's a record space, but yeah, we got you back, Turbo, and you know, you're my dog.
I was like, I don't know if any medication is going to help this. He needs like a voodoo or something.
We'll take you down to New Orleans. We'll find a voodoo doctor and we'll get you all fixed up.
Some crossroads or Savannah, Georgia, actually.
But to Carmen's point, though, and Mike, I did see your hand pop up. I was gonna say to Carmen's point, man, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on, guys. You know what I'm saying? Like we got to be informed. You know, we need to be sharing this information in these rooms. You know what I mean? I would have known. You know what I'm saying? If I didn't have homies in California, and that just goes to show like how strong like we can be together. That we can share this information and we can ensure that each other is safe and that we have this ability. We have to lock arms right now and take this. Mike, go ahead.
One second.
Yeah, no worries, homie. No worries. But I don't know, Jay. You know, I'm just glad they got the weather balloon down or whatever that was. You know what I'm saying?
All that stuff sounds so weird to me, man. Because they're saying like, when they finally look at some of the components of these things, and you're hearing reports that there is definitely some kind of communication devices inside of these things, that they are not just for weather. Why did so many of them veer off target? Why are they kind of all around our country? Why is all of this happening like under this current watch? Like what's happening? Are we just like becoming weak? We gotta step it up, man. We gotta step it up.
Well, I mean, Biden can't even remember to turn left at the staircase, man. Like that's not necessarily making us look strong to all the other countries of the world.
Either we're
I'll
doing
tell
it
you
on
that.
purpose or we're just dumb.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, I just wanted to chime in about that chemical spill. Actually, I guess the biggest chemical spill of that kind was like propyl chloride. It's like propyl chloride or something for PVC piping, and I guess that stuff reacts with water and stuff, and it's highly flammable. So I guess that's why it's all on fire and stuff. And basically, it's been put in it leaches into the ground too. So not only is it going to go into the air, it's also going to go into the groundwater. And it's actually like 3 or 4 tankers. Like the biggest one before this was like 1 tanker, which was 25,000 gallons. And now there's like 3 or 4 tankers that are like 25,000 to 50,000 gallons a piece of this hazardous waste. Basically, is what it boils down to at this point.
It's really bad. And this stuff actually is known to just permeate straight through the limestone ground there. That it doesn't matter. It's not going to filter it. And that's the shiesty part. And then to top it off, when you're talking about 3 tankers, that's something on a level that area is going to have aftermath for a very long time, because the half-life on that material is a long time as well. It's designed to be that way. And you're looking at something on the scale of like Chernobyl in the U.S. and you're talking about a rural area that doesn't have necessarily all of the mining materials and things to go in and take that stuff out, and like it's really bad. And how do you actually guarantee that you've taken it out to what standard are you going to go to? And that's it's just a detriment to everyone and everything in that area.
Yeah, it's killing animals up to 50 miles away. They say the IDLH on that, which is immediate danger to life and health, is very low too. It's a very low amount. To the lower exposure limit is 1 part per million. 1 part per million is the exposure limit, max exposure, before it starts affecting your DNA, your life, what you're doing. It's high up there.
Wow.
Well, great. Now I'm even more frightened.
Hey, Turbo, pack up the house. We'll see you in Texas.
Biggest thing for right now, honestly, like just any type of filtration you can do for any water you're drinking, I would highly recommend. And I don't like drinking bottled water, but this is kind of like an emergency situation. So if you have to, drink bottled water.
Yeah. Also, make sure you're not downstream from it. and just look at the proximity. We'll find out exactly where it's at and what location it is to you. If you're upwind from it and it's downstream, I wouldn't worry as much. But at the same time, you still have to take into account that it could leach up.
So
Yeah, we all.
Go ahead, Turbo.
I was just gonna say where I live at, we use a well, and I'm about 3 hours south of where the entire thing happened at too. I know it's in the air, and it's definitely gonna reach out here. I mean, and that's the thing. It's like it's 2023, and the Jay, we were just talking about this. Like in 2023, and yet we have all these technologies, and we're constantly worried about, trying to all fix these major problems instead of just using the technology to fix things that are happening right now. You can't tell me that in 2023 we shouldn't have train cars that are pretty indestructible. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's going to cost some money, and there's going to be some secondary cost to that as well. But come on, you know what I'm saying? Like that's the kind of stuff that just it don't make no sense to me. We have too much skill, too much talent, and yet we still have this kind of stuff going on in the world. It's ridiculous.
Well, I mean, you look at some of the other countries. They're using trains that have technology that's in this century, whereas the United States is using train technology that was built on the backs of slave labor and a lot of bullshit. So they're like, hey, we got it for free. Then why do we need to fucking upgrade it? So they'd rather print more money and then say that they owe China more. So I don't know.
Yeah, I would not be opposed.
All I was going to say was our infrastructure here could use a little love. Some of that foreign aid that we're sending, we could use some of that here. And we all know that and understand that. And why we can't get. And I know that the United States needs to police the world and all that shit. But come on, when you've got places like Flint, Michigan that don't have access to drinkable water.
Oh gosh.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
why are we sending trillions of dollars to anybody when we've got a shitstorm happening here? Why? That doesn't make sense.
Exactly. No, and then you'll see like every 4 years, like the thing is, hey, we're gonna put so much to infrastructure and rebuilding our bridges and all of these things. It takes them fucking 12 years to fix that bridge, and the next freaking person takes the funding away from it, and then you're stuck, and it's like the level of oversight when it comes to that is just ridiculous. False promises of fixing potholes and everything, and then like you look at downtown LA, I'm not driving my car there.
So how can we use blockchain to fix that kind of shit? Because these are the solutions that we need to come up with, so we all know there's a problem. The transparency and all of this stuff. How do we fix it? How can we use blockchain and Web3 to fix it?
Jay, that's the one thing I've always said, right? How about we come together and we keep our money for those things, right? Because I have a couple of shovels, I'm pretty engineerly inclined, and we just come together and we're like, look, we're going to use our own money. We'll fix our own potholes. You know what I'm saying? And we got to go out there and do that. That's really where the change all happens. You know what I'm saying? Is that we don't take action to fixing these.
Getting to that point.
Well,
I'm telling you,
there was actually. So I remember this was shit last year or the year before. I remember watching some video, and it was to the effect of like these guys, they were like basically taking it upon themselves in the middle of the night to load up the truck with asphalt and go out there and fix potholes. And it's like they got arrested for doing this shit. It's like, what? If the community and the municipality is not going to do this and people are going to wreck their cars, it's causing problems, all this stuff, and someone decides to just do it with their own money, you're going to arrest them, that doesn't make any sense. And I get there's probably some kind of liability that you've just got people out there working on the streets, but that should just be, don't arrest them, just fucking fix it.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, because the people that are taking action, that are making a difference, they're the problem. Right. Generally, they call us the have-nots. I'm saying we're the middle class, but these days, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like those are the whole things like across the board. That like with the whole crypto thing. Like I talked about, like man, like the government has become so overreaching into everything that we're doing. This is from the United States. I don't know about other countries and stuff. I've been to some other countries, I'm saying third world or whatever, but it's just like all of this stuff. Like man, I was under 9 federal investigations when I was in the Army. You know what I'm saying? I was pretty good at my job. And like I watch people get charged for keyboards and mouses and all of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? But yet we left all of that equipment in Afghanistan. and nobody was found liable for that. Those are the kind of things, you know what I'm saying? Like when I was in Kirkuk, Iraq, that's where we fought. As soon as ISIS took over, you know, we left them everything. We trained them, we built the base, we did everything. As soon as ISIS came in, they just ran away. You know what I'm saying? We lost our guys, you know what I'm saying, money, you know what I'm saying, our insanity, you know what I'm saying? There were so many kids that were in that war that now are just disheveled, you know what I'm saying? And so it's like that's really where I see, man, just such like we have such a need to get to do more on our own. I like that whole DAO idea, Jay. I think, you know, as we continue to build, as we continue to grow and unite, we're gonna see these changes coming in. It's gonna be the people that are in this room right now.
100%. It's the people that want to be here. You know, like you know, we've talked about this in the other shows, and you hear this in other spaces. You know, like this is the build time, right? This is the time in this ecosystem where you need to be here if this is where you want to be. And if you haven't capitulated yet, like I wouldn't even think about it now, because you've pretty much made it through. And I think we're going to start seeing an uptick, hopefully in the next like couple months here. You know, I was reading a lot of articles over the weekend and then this morning. You know, the Web3 Breakfast bites that I put out. You know, Bitcoin's moved over some of the technical indicators that would suggest that maybe we are on the positive side of things. You know, we're over the 50-day, over the 200-day. Like these are some pretty heavy technical indicators that would suggest that maybe we're on the right track. And so with that being said, you know, like just keep pushing and building it. And if you're here, you don't want to go anywhere. You want to just keep going. Just keep growing your networks, stacking your chips, and giddy up, baby, because this year should be this should be a wild ride going into next year. Remember, the happening is next year, and always the cycles ramp up. You know, I think let's just double check that to make sure that I think the last time we looked, May of 2024 is when the next Bitcoin cycle happening is supposed to happen.
I think it was like March, between March and May somewhere.
Let me see.
March 18th, 2024.
What's that?
Is the current March 18th, 2024 is the current date set for the next halving.
Okay, that means we got like 14 months. We got like 14 months. And you would think that, I mean, and if that's when it's going to happen, the activity will ramp up, you know, a few months before then. So in theory, I've been saying you've got pretty much this year. Like once we get into the fall of 2023, I think that's when we're going to start seeing some of that upward momentum, and it should just keep on going until, you know, mid to late 2024, if not early 2025. I mean, there'll be a lot of volatility, a lot of sideways and some chop, but it's going to be trending up at some point, if we're not already. Like that's the thing, we don't know. You know, like we have been talking on this show about seeing another leg down. You know, we're starting to see that. I was saying on the Friday show, like I'm ready to start seeing this thing go down. You know, I put up a tweet over the weekend, like, where are we going to see this in the 14s, 13s, 12s, or triple digit? And like, you know, this week, I'm really hopeful that we'll see this thing about 1,200 in the $1,200 range in the next couple of days. That's my goal. That's my hope. You know,
yeah, 1225 was the call for this next drop that I saw. You know, but I was just looking. I still think it'll go lower than that. Personally, I have nothing to back that other than my own personal feelings and just like looking at the market and my own theories about, you know, major conglomerates. So don't listen to me at all. But I did see 1225 from a reputable source, and then I also saw that when that halving happens, that the price for Bitcoin will go to $150,000 projected.
It went to 70, 69 420 last cycle. And you know, obviously that wasn't the exact number, but you would fully expect to see, because it was 20,000 the last high, right? So it went from 20 to 70. Is that right? Somewhere around there.
Right around there.
So you got to think, you know, I'm not a mathematician, but you know, I would assume that this next time, if we went from 70, we should see a 6-digit or a 6-figure Bitcoin.
So should we start buying Bitcoin NFTs? No, I'm just kidding,
no.
Jay. I don't want you to get upset. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh man, he is untethered and his rage knows no bounds right now. Okay.
Yeah. To me, I think that is just a ridiculous thing. Save your Bitcoin. You don't need Bitcoin NFTs. The maximalists have hated NFTs since the beginning of time. There's no need to pander to any of that bullshit. That's my opinion, though. You know, whatever.
Yo, what's going on, Patrick, man? How you doing? Welcome to the show, man. It's good to meet you.
Yeah, it's Callahan Patrick. I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. What's
Mila-
up? Nice to meet you as well, Turbo.
Milwaukee. What's up, man? I grew up in Naperville, Illinois when I was younger. We used to go to Milwaukee all the time for Summerfest.
Hey, I love Summerfest. Yeah, I saw Lil Uzi Vert there. I went to a Page show, saw Future, Lil Wayne, Big Sean.
Nice.
Yeah, it's great there.
There
it's
is-
the largest music festival in the world.
Yep.
But I'm asking about Bitcoin NFTs. I'm unfamiliar with them even being in existence. What's the deal with them?
Ordinals, stay away from them. Just, I mean, you do some research. Obviously, everybody's got to do their own research.
Is it just hard to? Is there just what's the deal? I don't know.
Well, I mean,
you can't
I think-
trade them, or what's up?
No, but the kind of the idea is why would you sacrifice your Bitcoin? You know what I'm saying? Like Jay, go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, it's like, what would you? I don't know. It's just hard for me to even wrap my head around selling Bitcoin to buy Bitcoin NFTs. They have. I don't know. It's just one of those things. There's just no way that would be a beneficial use of any of your Bitcoin, even if it was. Maybe some people will make money, and I don't know. I don't care. I'm not even going to try. That's my opinion. That is financial advice.
It's high risk.
Yeah, it just seems
And
low reward, high risk, low reward to me. Just hang on to your Bitcoin. You got a better chance of making money doing that.
I did fall into this alpha group that has been proving to be pretty good. They're the ones that tipped me off about the whole commercial thing. But they actually have one of the alpha calls is for a Bitcoin NFT today, Jay. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna send one to Jay. But they were 25 or a quarter of an ETH to get in. Yeah, so I was like, God, that's a little bit too much to be funny. I mean, I'm all for being funny. You know what I'm saying? I'll be the first to say that, but there's limits.
Yeah, and I think that is definitely one of those things that now again that's my opinion. We can joke about these things and have fun with it, and maybe again some people might really truly enjoy it if that's your thing, that's your thing. And I'm not like really like making fun of anybody. It's not my thing. I'm not interested. If I were to exchange any Bitcoin for any kind of NFTs, I'm getting it into ETH and I'm or Cardano, and I'm going into an ecosystem that I know has probably a little bit more staying power than Bitcoin NFTs, and that's just my thought on it.
Just to be clear, though, like the
there's
NFT
no market for it essentially.
Just to be clear, though,
So
the
you wouldn't want to get
data
in it.
is there. It's not. You're not buying it with Bitcoin.
You're buying it with ETH.
Yeah. So you were saying you wouldn't spend your Bitcoin for it. You're not spending your Bitcoin for it.
So why do they call them Bitcoin NFTs?
That's what I was minted on the metadata is on Bitcoin.
I see.
Yeah, I was about to say, no, you spend Ethereum to buy Bitcoin NFT. I actually own one, but I've got it hidden because I'm going to tell you right now, like, it's just a big old fucking joke. It's just a way for somebody else to make money. Like, I would not even associate yourself with anything to do with them.
Nope. And I don't know, like, do I need? I've seen a bunch of people with mutants and Bored Apes, like, and I don't know if it's a serious thing. I should look into it, saying, I do not authorize this to, put my ape on the Bitcoin NFT things. It just sounds so stupid to me. Like, I'm not a fan. It is what it is. If you're into it, great. That is just not my cup of tea, and it's okay though, right? Everybody's got their own investment strategies. You can do with your crypto what you want, and I will do with my crypto what I want. And I think that's the one of the powers and the most beautiful thing of being in this Web3 ecosystem is that we do get the power to do whatever it is we want. It's your money. It's your investment. It's your strategy. Don't let someone else's strategy affect your strategy, because that's how you get wrecked. Seen it firsthand. I've seen people do that. So remember, there's a lot of cliche sayings, and they all make sense if you think about it. Never invest more than you can afford to lose. No need to keep up with the Joneses, all sorts of things. But guys, what a great conversation we had today for a Monday. I'm super amped about that. Y'all are awesome. Everybody showed up, had some great conversation, great questions. Tomorrow we'll be back 10 a.m. Eastern. We are here Monday through Friday for Web3 Breakfast. So have yourself a great rest of your day. Crush your Monday. Tell someone you love them, and we'll be back tomorrow morning. Ciao for now.